We're back in the boot of the Landy for another episode of Charlie Survival. In the last episode, I took you through the ultimate budget survival car kit. And like I mentioned in that video, today we are only allowed to take 10 items out of the survival kit and go into the wilderness and survive for 24 hours. Now, to begin with, the first thing that stands out to me the most is obviously the water purification kit. It's just stuffed in the back here. We've got the bladder and the straw, and not forgetting the water bottle itself. I just realized this is kind of like 3 items. I could just take the straw and I'll be fine as well, just going straight to the water source and keep drinking, but it will be great to show you how this works and have a nice bottle of water on hand. So there we go. Number 1, we've got our first item. Number 2 is definitely a lighter for warmth and fire. Now, this lighter is actually covered in duct tape, and I would definitely classify this as 1 item. So there we go, the second item, a lighter. Okay, 8 more to go. I think I'm gonna go for the tarpaulin. This is actually the ground sheet from Poundland, and I've actually slept on just this in the Poundland survival kit video. So there we go, number 3, and obviously number 4 is going to be some power cord. There's actually a whistle on this as well, and that is just great for tying down the tarp or pinning it up. So there we go, item number 4. Now number 5, gonna have to go with the sleeping bag just to keep warm. The forecast says it's gonna be dry, but the clouds are just super thick and grey, so I don't want a chance getting cold. Oh my gosh, it was hidden. Almost forgot the Swiss Army knife. Definitely need a knife in the kit for making feather sticks and tinder and just cutting up food. That is very important. And also, like I said, this is many different things. So there's tweezers, toothpicks, scissors. That is just a great piece of kit to have. When I filmed myself going through this kit, I didn't have a freeze-dried meal in there, which I said I would have. So I just passed the shop and picked up this. Looking at the ingredients, it looks like Elon Musk's baby name list. We got some disodium 5-ribonucleotides. Now, I literally picked this up and just walked out the shop without looking at the ingredients or the nutrition. But if you are doing your own kit, I would highly recommend looking at the ingredients, look at the nutrition, and really take into account the vitamins, minerals, and nutrition that it can give you. But in a survival situation, I mean, I wouldn't say no to some super noodles. We have to cook the super noodles in something, so we have this Poundland Tiffin pot. It comes with 2 plates. Might actually take one of those out just to reduce the weight, and we don't need it, but that'd be great to cook up the super noodles. Now, I have got a coat that I was going to take with me, but I don't know whether to just up the level on this and go with the poncho, because it's not going to get freezing cold. I've got the sleeping bag. I'm not going to get cold. I mean, if it does get cold, I'd just put up the tarp and get in the sleeping bag. So maybe I will just bite the bullet and go with the poncho and not bring my coat. Oh, but then head torch. Oh, that is a tough decision. Do I need everything here? I do need all of those essentials here. Or do I just take the head torch and just stay in the clothes that I got? Now, I've also got my phone. I'm just looking at the weather, and it says it's going to be 15 degrees tonight. Battery life is half, so I don't think we need the power bank. So I do think I'm just going to go with the head torch. And there we go. That is our 10 items. This should keep me warm in 15 degrees. I've got my trousers on, some thick socks and boots, and if we even get a fire going, then that'll keep me nice and warm. Once I close this box, we're not allowed back in it. Here we go. So there we go, let's pack these 10 items into my camera bag and test them out. So I've just counted the items, and it turns out that I can't count to save my life, and there's actually 9 items here and not 10. So I'm going to put the sleeping bag in the roll top of the bag. Now, what's taking up most of the space in this bag is my massive telephoto lens, and this is pretty heavy. That's what I do to get those shots for you guys. Then let's get the cook pot. That can fit in there like that. Power cord, can fit that in there. Head torch, that can go in there. Lighter, I'm going to put that in my pocket. Super noodles, they can go in that little space for themselves. Tarp can go on top of the telephoto lens, and water purifier can go in the bottom. Swiss Army knife in the pocket. So I've actually just come across these limpets, and this whole rock face is just covered in them. So I got the Swiss Army knife so I could ease them off and just boil them up, and there's an abundance of food right here. Now, there's actually no need for that because we packed the super noodles, and with limpets, to know if they are alright, you just wiggle them, and if they suck and stick to the rock, then they're good to eat. The ones that fall off easy are not that good to eat, and they do really suck down. Okay, so I've actually just come across this broomstick, but hopefully I can get this piece of wood off because that is absolutely perfect to use to pit up the tarp. There we go. As you can see behind me, it's actually raining in the distance, so hopefully it stays over there and doesn't come over here. So I've just come across this building and it's just started to spit with rain, so we've got a water source here to cook up some food and also get some water to drink. And also we've got this nice wall that we could put the tarp off of, but we really do need to go and get some tinder to start the fire. Otherwise we're not going to be able to cook up the meal. We're in a really rough terrain here. It's literally just sand dunes. So there's no big trees. There's just very short foliage. So it's going to be challenging to try and find some tinder and wood, but let's go and find some. Now I'm going to put this pole down here. Now this is all we have for tinder, is these little sticks, so we have to collect quite a few of them. Now because it is drizzling, I'm going to get the tarp out, and any tinder that I get I'm just going to store in this tarp, and it just makes it a little bit easier to carry it. Now this is quite spiky, so I do need to be careful not to clamp down on it too much. Okay, I've looked around and I think this is the perfect place. As you know, we've only got the sleeping bag, we haven't got any kind of blow-up mattress or anything, so this sand will really help to keep us comfortable. And we've also got a brick wall to keep any wind off, and there's also a hill that side, so we are really nice and protected from the wind. And of course, our water source is right next to us. I also have 4 sticks to tie down the tarp. Now, talking of water, I think it's time to test out that water purification kit and get some water to drink. Hopefully not catching any fish in the process. Now I'm just gonna roll up the top and clip it shut like that. Then I'll get the hose and the straw and just plug the straw to the hose. And at the bottom of the bladder there's a little clip where the hose goes. And there we go, very slowly it is filtering the water. So let's put that up there and then siphon it into our bottle. I'm surprised at how quickly that is actually filling up that bottle. It's about halfway full and it's been doing it for about 5 minutes. Now this building is a very interesting one. I believe it was an old church and the inside is actually the original church, and they've built this wall around it to protect it. But I don't think they planned for this to happen, but it actually filled with water and it's turned into this really cool kind of church pond, and there's actually some fish in there and different wildlife. Some of them look really interesting. I'm gonna get my bigger lens out and get a close-up on one. Wow, I just got a close-up of one down there by the wall, and it is definitely a newt. They got spots all over them. They look pretty cool. Okay, so this is filled up quite a bit now, enough to do the super noodles. Now first of all, hydration. Obviously, like I always say, you can go 2 weeks without food but only a couple of hours or days without water. Here's the taste test. It just tastes like normal water. For a minute I was like, is that actually salt water? But no, it's fresh water. Or maybe the filter turned it into fresh water. Okay, now we got some water, it's time to make the fire. As you can see, the rain has now passed. I was pretty worried about that. From what I saw out at sea, I thought we were going to be stuck in an absolute downpour, but it did pass pretty quickly. So now it's time to make the fire and get those super noodles on the go. So I'm just gonna dig a hole here. Now I feel like most of the tinder that we got is just flash tinder. It's going to go up really quickly and just kind of burn out. So as soon as I get a flame, I'm just going to put the pan on there with some water and get it boiled up using all of the heat possible. Okay, as you know, we got the duct tape as a fire starter on the lighter. Because that tinder is so fine, I think this is going to get it up pretty quickly. So let's just rip off some of that. I think you can actually eat these super noodles in cold water anyway, so it's not a life or death situation to get this fire going. So I'm just going to show you with this duct tape. It just burns so nicely. So I'll put a couple strips of that at the bottom, and look at that tinder bundle. That is great to see. And I'm just going to light that and put the tinder on top. Okay, that is going up already. Wow, very quickly. Okay, let's get that water in quick. Now what's great about a fire like this is it actually doesn't give off hardly any smoke. It's just so nice and hot and dry. I'm actually surprised at how long this is burning for. I thought it would just be over in a couple of seconds. But it turns out it's actually quite good wood. Just look at this, how fibrous it is. I'm actually going to add the super noodles to that water because I made this mistake with the pasta and sauce where I didn't add it in when it was near the fire and it actually didn't cook. Okay, so I think they're all done. It's time to add the seasoning. Wow, the smell of flavours coming off of that is very appetizing. Oh, can't wait to tuck into that. You know, there's not many places like this where you can enjoy your dinner. So I'm going to use this twig as my spoon and just serve it up on the plate. Bon appetit. These noodles literally have the best ASMR as well. There's only a couple of foods that sound good to eat and this is one of them. So let's tuck in. Oh my gosh. I never realise how hungry I am until I eat some food. All done. Now what is good about this spot as well is there's actually no flies or mosquitoes. Unlike the woodland where I'm always absolutely covered in them, this just feels really nice and there's no stress about quickly getting a fire going and worrying about all the bites that are on you. It's actually quite relaxing having that comparison of not having flies around. So it's getting a little bit dusk now, the sun's setting, and I think we need to get that tarp up and use the rest of the pieces in the kit. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a bivvy kind of setup just because this tarp isn't the biggest, as you can see. Like I said, it was the one that was featured in the Poundland Survival Challenge. So I'm gonna get that broomstick handle. I'm so happy that I found that. Put that in the ground. And then I got 4 sticks here, including my spoon that is now gonna double up as a peg. And of course, we also have that power cord. Now let's take the carabiner off and we can attach that to our trousers. So let's get the Swiss Army knife and cut some cord. So I'm going to make an adjustable knot on the 4 eyelets and then put a peg through the adjustable knot and then peg that side down and pull it taut. Now this is simply just a taut line hitch on there. And I'm just going to tie 2 more. I reckon that's plenty long enough. There's absolutely no wind tonight, so I'm confident that this isn't going to blow off in the night. Another taut line hitch on these 2 front ones. And now I'm going to get the trusty broomstick and put that right here. Actually, I think that's a little bit too big. That's better. There we go. I'm just going to put a pointed edge on the broomstick to go up through the eyelet on the top. Just like that. Now in all honesty, I think I snapped that broomstick a little bit too small. So I'll just pile up a little bit of sand. That was silly. And now we can get the trusty sleeping bag out. And this is going directly on the sand. Now I'm actually going to put the IKEA head torch on because the light does drop pretty quickly. So let's just put that in there. Like that. And today's pillow is the water bladder. I'm just going to put that underneath the sleeping bag. Now my bag is actually waterproof. So it doesn't actually matter being outside, and it is quite big, like that would take up the entire tarp. I would definitely switch this out for a bigger tarp, but I'm just using what I had at home. Right, I'm gonna get my shoes up before I get in the sleeping bag just to minimize the amount of sand that gets in there. And this tarp as well, it actually doesn't cover my entire body because it's quite small. So if it does rain in the night, then I'll have to curl up and just stay under the tarp as much as I can. Okay, there's really no way around this. I'm gonna get sand in there regardless. Now I'm just gonna take that peg up and slide in that sleeping bag. Oh, it's open. Oh, it's open all the way down. Oh, that let in so much sand. My feet are out a little bit and my head is nicely on that water. So I'm just going to take that peg, put that on there and tie it down. Okay, I'll catch you in the morning. Good night. Good morning everyone. As you can hear, it has started to rain. It only started to rain like an hour ago. But one thing that was really annoying is in the night the pillow actually just started to leak and it was completely useless. So I had to get out and make like a makeshift pillow out of sand, and I'm currently curled up like I said I would be. But what's good is this is a synthetic sleeping bag, so it can dry in the sun pretty quickly. I did switch out this tent peg for part of the broomstick because it was just so useless. It did get a little bit windy and this one just kept coming up. I mean, it's not the ideal, but I mean it's not the best of things. As you can tell, I didn't get that much sleep. I did tie the guideline up as tight as I could, but it's just the ground. Like, trying to stake things into loose sand isn't the easiest. But yeah, it looks pretty foggy this morning, but we made it through the night. Oh my god, so tired. My feet are actually still inside the tarp and my boots are relatively dry. I also banked up some sand on the back of the tarp just to stop it from flapping around. Waking up to basically a swimming pool right in front of you, there's one thing that you need to do, and that is strip down to your boxers and take advantage of it. Wow, I never thought that I'd swim in a church. This is crazy. So that right there is actually the altar. Ah, a newt just bit me toe. Okay, I think it's time to get out. I did really enjoy doing the budget essential car kit, and this is one that I keep in my car, but I thought maybe in the future I could do like an advanced luxury car kit and test it out. So comment down below if you'd be interested in that. Also, I'm so excited for when the hats get released in a couple of weeks, so head over to equilor.com and sign up for the mailing list and you'll get notified when they get released. But as always, stay wild and I'll catch you in the next one.